Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Airman First Class Faulkner, and I'm your narrator for today's 60th Air Mobility Wing Change of Command. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please turn off or silence all electronic devices at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 60th Air Mobility Wing Change of Command ceremony. Today's event will be considered an outdoor ceremony. Military members will wear their covers and render the appropriate customs and courtesies during the playing of musical honors in the national anthem by standing at attention and rendering a salute. All family members and civilian friends are invited to stand and place their right hand over their heart during the playing of the national anthem. On behalf of our host, the Commander, 18th Air Force, Major General Sam C. Barrett, welcome to today's official Change of Command ceremony, in which the reins of responsibility and leadership of the 60th Air Mobility Wing will pass from Colonel Jeffrey W. Nelson to Colonel Corey A. Simmons. The guardians of the colors for today's ceremony are the outgoing Command Chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Garrett T. Crowder, and the incoming Command Chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Robert C. Schultz. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, the playing of musical honors, the playing of the national anthem, and for the invocation provided by Chaplain Schwest.
Well, good morning, everyone. Relax a little bit. Take a deep breath. And if you're 6 feet apart, you can take your mask off if you feel comfortable enough. There's lots of wind blowing. But this is the day the Lord has made. What a beautiful sight right here. And we welcome you to this change of command. At this time, I'd like to invite you to join with me in prayer for just a few minutes here. So let us pray together. Gracious God, as we come together this morning to pay tribute to that which has gone before and anticipate that which is to come, we first of all want to thank you for your most holy presence at this change of command. We also want to thank you for the excellence in mission accomplishment achieved by the 60th Air Mobility Wing under the leadership of Colonel Jeff Nelson. We give you heartfelt thanks for his accomplishments. He has no doubt made a lasting difference upon this wing and the community at large. May your continued blessings be upon the Nelson family as they travel to their new home and assume new responsibilities. Lord, as the guidon of command passes and is passed to Colonel Corey Simmons, it is our sincere desire to continue with the spirit of excellence here in the 60th. May your grace sustain us in the execution of our mission to rapidly project American power anytime, anywhere. Spirit, endow and empower Colonel Simmons with the strength and wisdom to balance the needs of the mission with those increased needs of the people who get that mission job done. In every area of his life, may he be found steadfast to your holy intentions for mission accomplishment. Every one of us here, Lord, we're grateful and thankful for the support of family and friends. And especially on this day, we're thankful for the faithful support of Colonel Simmons' wife, Dawn, and their 4 children, Drew, Shelby, Luke, and Emily. Bless and watch over this precious family during this special season of life. Grant the teammates of the 60th the strength of body, skill of hand, the clarity of mind to serve our new commander with integrity, excellence, passion, and enthusiasm. In your presence this morning, God, we pledge our support to Colonel Simmons. And God, in this chaotic season of our lives, we'd ask that you give our brothers and sisters, our men and women who are serving around the world, whose boots may be in the sand or in the air, we ask, God, that you protect them. Heal our land. Give us hope like never before during these tumultuous times. We give you thanks. We pray there is no bounds, and may we always fly, fight, and win. We love you, God. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Schwest. As you will notice, today's ceremony will be uniquely executed, as it is vital that we continue to fight the COVID-19 virus by maintaining social distancing. This situation has and will continue to present us with challenges that we will overcome. The change of command ceremony is rooted in military history dating back to the 18th century. At that time, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. The flag served as a rallying point and a reminder of their allegiance to their leader during battle. To this flag and its commander, military members dedicated their loyalty and trust. When a change of command took place, the flag was passed to the individual assuming command in the presence of the entire unit. All unit members could witness their new leader assume their responsibility and trust associated with the position of commander. He or she who possessed the flag also held the unit member's allegiance. This symbolic tradition has survived throughout military history. Our goal today is to continue the change of command tradition while recognizing the constraints of the unprecedented times that we are currently in. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to recognize the official party, the presiding officer, Commander 18th Air Force, Major General Sam C. Barrett. The outgoing commander, Colonel Jeffrey W. Nelson, accompanied by his spouse, Courtney, and their children, Tanner and Reagan. The incoming commander, Colonel Corey A. Simmons, accompanied by his spouse Dawn and their children, Drew, Shelby, Luke, and Emily. The outgoing command chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Derek T. Crowder, accompanied by his spouse, Tia, and their children, Cody and Jillian. The incoming command chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Robert C. Schultz, accompanied by his spouse, Donna, and their children, Jordan and Jessa. The 60th Air Mobility Wing is honored to welcome a number of special guests to today's ceremony. Representing Congressman John Garamendi of California's 3rd Congressional District, Mr. Jack Batchelor. The Mayor, City of Fairfield, Mr. Harry Price. The Mayor, City of Sassoon City, Mrs. Lori Wilson. Lieutenant General Anthony Rock, United States Air Force retired, accompanied by his spouse, Kim. Command Chaplain, Air Mobility Command, Colonel Dan Branningham. Command Chief, 18th Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Chris Simpson. Representing District 3 Supervisor Jim Sperry, Ms. Catherine Cook. Air Force Civic Leader in Travis Golden Bear, Mrs. Sandy Person. Air Mobility Command Civic Leader in Travis Golden Bear, Mr. Mark Lillis. Air Mobility Command Civic Leader, Mr. Thomas Randall. Air Mobility Command Civic Leader, Mr. Barry Nelson. Chairman, Travis Community Consortium and Travis Golden Bear, Colonel Len Augustine, United States Air Force retired. Travis Golden Bear, Mr. Scott Farmer. Commander, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Colonel Doug Jackson. Command Chief, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Tony Jenkins. The Commander, 349th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Lee Merkel, accompanied by his spouse, Michelle. The Command Chief, 349th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Jimmy Burmeister, accompanied by his spouse, Tiffany. The Vice Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Zachary Giron, accompanied by his spouse, Kelly. Past Chairperson, Travis Regional Armed Forces Committee, Colonel Steve Vansell, United States Air Force retired. Superintendent, Travis Unified School District, Ms. Pam Conklin. Although time does not allow us to recognize all of our distinguished guests, we also extend a warm welcome to all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, honorary commanders, professional organizations, community partners, and the men and women of Team Travis watching today's virtual ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, General Barrett.
Well, good morning. Well, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? I am so glad to be here, Jeff. My goodness gracious, what happened to the time? I swear it seems like yesterday. 2 years ago, we put this fine officer in place, and here we are. Now, there were a few more people here. So I guess every one of you in this COVID cozy environment we're in, you're going to have to represent 10, 15, 20 people. Can you do that? That's just the way it is. Hey, the chief and I have been doing this for a while. This is change of command number 4 at the wing level of 7. It takes a little getting used to, but you know what? Everybody is here in spirit. They'll all get an opportunity to watch this, and so we appreciate all of you being here. It is an absolutely beautiful day and a great time to celebrate this wing and the two fine leaders and patriots on stage with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, these two leaders will soon share a common distinction of two-time wing commander. Very few airmen ever hold that title. Impressive. I'm honored to be on stage, frankly, with such talent. And speaking of talent, this ceremony took a whole lot of hard work. It took a lot of creativity and flexibility in this environment. So thanks to everybody that worked so hard to make it perfect. It is fantastic to come together in these unique and challenging times to highlight this wing. And Airmen did a great job of going through some very special people, but bear with me because I want to recognize them again. Mr. Batchelor, thank you, sir, for being here and representing the Congressman. He was here when we put him in, but I know he's got a few things going on, and we appreciate everything that he does for our Air Force. So thank you for being here to support him. Mayor Price, Mayor Wilson, you know, I just got to say that without y'all's support, you know, we just can't get the mission done. You're just amazing people, and this community is incredible. I have not spent that much time at Travis until assuming this role, and it is just every single time I come here, it's precious. General Rock, so good to see you and Kim. It's wonderful to have y'all here. That's a mentor of mine. Growing up in the Air Force, we served at Northtown together, and we've been around each other for a long time. So it's a real privilege to have you here, sir. And good to see you both. Thank you, Chief Crowder and Tia. Congratulations! What a fantastic job you've done. Off to bigger and better things. And Chief Schultz and Donna, here they come, moving south from McCord, and they're just going to do a wonderful job. What a great choice. Those two leadership teams are amazing. Miss Cook, thank you for being here. Sandy, you're awesome. Our Air Force civic leader representative, she's all over the place. I don't know how she does what she does, but you're an amazing person, and I'm so glad to know you and call you friend. Great to have you here. Mark, Thomas, Barry, I think Barry's not out there, is he? I think I might have missed him, but great to have our AMC civic leader. I'm sorry we curtailed some of our activities at the headquarters, but thank you for everything that you do, supporting General Miller and the great Air Mobility Command. Y'all are awesome. So I don't know if to call you chairman or mayor or colonel today. Colonel Augustine, good to see you, sir. It's great to have you here, and I've enjoyed our interactions. And Scott Farmer, great to see you, sir. Golden Eagle, awesome guy, supporter. Mr. Vansill, great to have you. So Pam Conklin, can you raise your hand? There you are, Pam. I can see you around the stage. Boy, I can only imagine how busy you are these days with the impact on the school system and what you're dealing with. So thank you for taking the time to be here and for helping our kids with so much going on. Lee Merkel, great for you and the chief to be here. Appreciate your support. Doug Jackson, the EC, is our absolute teammates and partners, and it just speaks volumes that you are here with Chief Jenkins. And then finally, my wingman, I'm half a command team without him. He's an amazing guy. We're coming to the end of our time at 18th Air Force, but Chief Chris Simpson is an airman that teaches me every single day. Chief, thank you. Thanks for everything that you do for our great Air Force. So, for all the other folks that are joining us virtually, commanders, chiefs, community and civic leaders, thanks for tuning in or being here in person. And of course, we have lots of Travis teammates that are joining us virtually as well. Jeff, I saw very clearly over the last 2 years how wonderful and strong your influence is with airmen and families, not to mention the hard work you've done building partnerships. Welcome to your wife, Courtney, your sons, Tanner, and your daughter, Reagan. Courtney, Kelly sends her love. She is so proud of you, and so are we. The impact that you've had on these airmen will last for decades and their families. And, I'm just so proud to have been your friend and partner in all this. And thanks for taking care of this guy. Lord knows he needs it. So good job with that. A warm welcome to the Simmons family, Corey, your wife, Dawn, children, Drew, Shelby, Luke, Emily, who I just met. Beautiful, beautiful family. Dawn, I was so pleased to meet your parents, and I'm so sorry. We had a little spill this morning, and I know you're a little worried right now, but it'll be okay. But thank you for being here, and we'll keep her in our prayers. It's going to be fun. Thank you. Thanks for being a rock, Corey. Really appreciate that. Welcome to your new role in the 60th Air Mobility. Corey, I know you wish your parents, Daryl and Debbie, could be here in person. How proud they must be of you, and they should be. I am certain their love and support over all these years is foundational in making you the airman and the leader that you are today. So to them, I say well done. It is great to be back at Travis. I've seen firsthand the lengths this team goes to get the mission done. It's amazing. Corey and Dawn, I know that you will love this Travis experience, but be warned, just as you saw advance, it goes all too fast. So cherish every single day. I think it's evident by the representation of the community leaders here how special this community is. I have to say that they step up time and time again to support the mission and the families, because they know just as we do that Travis Air Force Base isn't just in the community, it's a part of the community. So thank you all very much for that. To all airmen present and joining us virtually, that's active, Guard, Reserve, and civilians alike, thanks for your service and sacrifice. You are the heart and soul of the lethal and ready force, ensuring America's continued prosperity and defense. In the 18th Air Force, we provide lethality through speed and mobility. The flexibility that airlift and air refueling delivers allows us to touch any corner of the planet at a time and place of our choosing. And this wing plays a critical role in that, something to be very proud of. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's global reach that makes the U.S. a superpower, not just a regional power. Jeff, you ensured the 60th delivered global reach every day, and I want to commend you for a job extremely well done. The Air Force, frankly, was very deliberate in putting you in this job, and your personal leadership set the bar high for building a professional culture and a war-ready wing. To say that the 60th has performed above and beyond would be an understatement. These airmen truly know no bounds. This wing demonstrated flexibility and professionalism by leading the DoD's COVID-19 pandemic response. Jeff, your team was the first base to declare a public health emergency and establish HP Con Charlie, setting the standard for the entire Air Force and Department of Defense. Team Travis was superb in assisting the Department of Health and Human Services evacuee operations to rescue American citizens from Wuhan, China, and several cruise ships. As you all know, they housed 1,276 evacuees in quarantine, all while running the largest base in Air Mobility Command. Impressive. You're also working with your local community leaders to develop the Travis 100. That's a 25-year strategic plan for this base. And additionally, this team is preparing to receive the KC-46 Pegasus in or around 2023. Jeff, it's that kind of forward thinking that prepares us for great power competition, and it sets a standard for other wings to follow. And then there's the mighty David Grant Medical Center. Amazing place where we take care of airmen, military members, retirees in exceptional fashion, all while ensuring our wartime role is met and our readiness is there at any given time. Just read the news this morning. David Grant Medical Center put 100 airmen out to support the state of California as we deal with another surge with COVID-19. Their expertise will help hospitals throughout this state, and again, something to be very, very proud of. Let's not forget that on top of all this, Travis is the largest logistics hub on the West Coast for the United States Air Force. Oh, but the list goes on. The C5 team here generated 1,500 sorties. That's 6,500 flying hours. Yeah, the Air Force's busiest C-17 squadron and your KC-10 unit continues to set an air refueling standard. More than 1,000 missions, more than 100 million pounds of fuel offloaded in operations in the Middle East alone. These missions and accomplishments barely scratch the surface of what this wing does every single day. Jeff, you lead the way in a wing where outstanding performance is the norm, not the exception. It is powerful and spot on for building readiness and resilience that we need today and in the future. You have a lot to be proud of. Thanks for your leadership. I am very excited about your move to checkmate at headquarters United States Air Force, where I know you will continue to do a great job, and I can't wait to watch your bright future continue to unfold. Corey, it's now your turn to take on the new heights. You're the right leader at the right place in the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Simmons is exceptionally qualified for this command. Corey grew up in Brandenburg, Kentucky. No close affiliation with the Air Force at the time, but an ROTC scholarship to Bellarmine University. Sorry about that, I'm from Alabama. A little bit. That's in Louisville, right? In Louisville, okay. That set him on his journey in the United States Air Force. He commissioned in '98, earning a bachelor's degree in mathematics. It's making me feel a little bit old right now, but math, that's hard. He's a career aviator, flying over 3,000 hours in the 37, the 38, the T1, the C-17, and he's one of the few pilots that has the distinction of landing our C-17 Globemaster on all 7 continents. He comes to us from the 71st Flying Training Wing, where he mentored more than 500 of the Air Force's newest pilots, so critical to our Air Force's future. Under his watch, Vance invested more than $22 million in infrastructure upgrades to ensure Air Force pilots get the best training in the world. That's leaving the wing better than you found it. Prior to Wing Command at Vance, Corey served as the Vice Commander of the 436th Airlift Wing on the other coast at Dover, where he excelled. So these leadership experiences will certainly set him up nicely to command Air Mobility Command's largest wing. Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is Corey is an accomplished leader, and he is well prepared for the next adventure. Now, Corey, balance has served you well in your role as the wing commander, leading these airmen, as you know, especially in these dynamic times. The guidon I will virtually pass you is light. Light as air, actually. It hadn't gone over once. I've used that line 5 times now. It's funny, but it carries, in all sincerity, a very heavy burden of command, as you know. As anyone has carried that burden, they understand the importance of a strong support network. That network, of course, begins with your family, but it extends far beyond to the airmen at Travis Air Force Base and the community itself. It extends to 11 fellow wing commanders in 18th Air Force and to the command teams at 18th and Air Mobility Command. We're all on the same team. With that support network and your proven skill and ability, I have every confidence that the airmen in this wing will continue to thrive. Corey, the airmen you lead are talented, they are innovative, and they are brave. Focus on readiness, on squadron vitality, and a work-life balance so that they can get after the mission. The message is quite clear. When working with these great airmen, you tell them to do their job with pride and passion. Live by the core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all they do, and do so in such a manner that any adversary, be it big or small, knows that in the 60th Air Mobility Wing, we fly, we fight, and we always win. Let's keep it that way. Aim high. Thank you.
Thank you, General Barrett. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Major General Barrett presents Colonel Nelson with the Legion of Merit Medal. Attention to orders! To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress, July 20th, 1942, has awarded the Legion of Merit, 2nd Oak Leaf Cluster, to Colonel Jeffrey W. Nelson. Colonel Jeffrey W. Nelson distinguished himself by exceptionally notorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California, from 16th September 2018 to 17th July 2020. As the Commander, Colonel Nelson demonstrated exemplary competence leading Air Mobility's command's largest wing, wherein he directed 24 squadrons, 9,000 personnel, and the Air Force's largest medical center. His leadership through the coronavirus national emergency in spring of 2020 highlighted his steadfast devotion to the Core Defense mission, delivering installation support to the Department of Health and Human Services for 2 cruise ships, 4 aircraft, and 18 buses, repatriating 1,401 evacuees over 2 months, while maintaining mobility operations and leading the way in the Air Force's pandemic response. Colonel Nelson's leadership and devotion to his airmen were consistently present as he led the wing to 144 Air Force and Air Mobility Command awards. The wing also maintained Air Mobility Command's largest base readiness program, tracking 12,000 deployment requirements across 17 Air Force specialty codes, surpassing a 96% deployability rate, the best in Air Mobility Command. Under his tenure, the wing offloaded 337 million pounds of fuel, mobilized 117,000 tons of cargo, and transported 36,000 passengers, enabling global mobility operations, bolstering support for the next generation of tanker aircraft, the KC-46, and supporting 1,300 strikes against enemy combatants. With Colonel Nelson's modernization efforts, he directed the first Air Force hospital to adopt the $5.5 billion electronic healthcare record system, readied the installation for the KC-46 with $170 million in infrastructure updates, and paved the way for a $150 million runway renovation. Finally, he coordinated with 4 local governments and 30 civic leaders to strategize the base's 25-year plan, ensuring power projection capabilities for decades to come. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Nelson reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. The Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Nelson.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for your live and virtual attendance today to this ceremony. I'm so grateful for your time and presence during this ceremony. I'm going to try my best to squeeze in all the gratitude and thanks I built up over my time here at Travis into a short period of time, but get ready because there's a lot of it to go around. To General Barrett, sir, thank you for your kind words and for your trust and confidence in selecting me for this position. It's not always where the commander that officiates the incoming also officiates the outgoing, so it's a privilege to have you here on both of those. Thank you for all that you have done. We're honored to have you here today. Thank you to yourself as well as Mrs. Barrett, Chief Simpson, and Mrs. Simpson for your leadership of 18th Air Force over the last 2 years. Lieutenant General Mrs. Rock, thank you for attending as well. To the community leaders in attendance and watching the event virtually today, thank you for your continuous support of Travis Air Force Base. Mr. Jack Batchelor, thank you for representing Congressman Garamendi today. Ms. Catherine Cook, thank you for representing Supervisor Sperring, and I see Brigida Carcello, the County Administrator, here as well. Thank you for attending. Mayor Price, Mayor Wilson, and former Mayor Augustine, thank you for your support and partnership during my tenure, especially in the face of the current pandemic and the many discussions and texts back and forth over the last 4 or 5 months. To our Golden Bears, Ms. Sandy Person, Mr. Scott Farmer, Mr. Mark Lillis, and Mr. Lynn Augustine, thank you for attending as well. Our AMC Civic leaders, Mr. Thomas Randall and Mr. Barry Nelson, who I know is watching, thank you for your support of Travis Air Force Base. I know many of you who I just mentioned have multiple titles, and I joke about it occasionally and have recommended that you get multiple hats so that you have the right hat for the right occasion, but I went with just one title today to help save time for my remarks, so I hope you are okay with that. To Superintendent Pam Conklin, thank you for your open and honest communication and dialogue over my tenure here on many topics. I appreciate that. To my honorary commander, my new honorary commander, Mr. John Yandell, who I think is here somewhere, as well as members of the Travis Regional Armed Forces Committee, thank you for attending today. I know our interactions have been somewhat not there really, other than phone calls and things over the last few months, but your support over my tenure has been very appreciated. Whether you are an elected official, staff, Golden Bear, honorary commander, or other civic leader at the national, state, and local level, each of you work to ensure the missions of Travis Air Force Base are able to continue and prosper. Thank you for attending and watching today. Chaplain Dan from AMC, thank you for attending. My song today, and I know you're a big song person, is Closing Time by Green Day. I realize the lyrics say I don't have to go home, but I can't stay here, so that's pretty fitting for today. So thank you for attending and coming as well. To my fellow wing commanders, Colonel Lee Merkel and Colonel Doug Jackson, as well as their predecessors during my tenure here, Colonel Ray Kozak, Colonel Scott McLaughlin, and Colonel Ryan Marshall, and all of our Team Travis partners, thank you for your continued dedication to all of our missions here at Travis. To the group and squadron commanders and superintendents, thank you. I must admit, coming to a wing with 24 squadrons and nearly 9,000 people was a little daunting at first, but your leadership is instrumental in making the wing's mission happen every day. The 60th Air Mobility Wing would not be such a high-functioning team without each and every one of you. The level of time and service you commit to your airmen astounds me every day. I could not have asked for a better group of leaders to work with. Thank you. Thank you also to Chaplain Schwest for your prayer over this ceremony today and your leadership over the last year. To Major Wilkins, our project officer for the change of command, what you and your team, as well as protocol, have put together here today is nothing short of amazing. Your team dipped and dived while wrench after wrench were thrown your direction. You took the continually changing COVID-19 situation in stride and overcame each and every obstacle without flaw. Thank you for making this day such a memorable event for my family as well as the Simmons family. To the protocol team, you're almost there. This is change of command 18 for the 60th Air Mobility Wing and 3 from the CRW. And so you have 2 more squadrons to go. You're almost there, and then you can breathe before other DV visits begin. Along the same lines, doesn't this hangar and these stack displays behind me look incredible? Thank you to our maintenance group for putting together the hangar and stack displays as you see them today. No doubt this took countless hours, and your efforts are incredibly appreciated. To the front office team, the many executive officers and front office administrative staff during my tenure, thank you. I especially want to thank Ms. Kathy Brevard. She was unable to attend today, but has been the rock of the 60th Air Mobility Wing front office team for countless years as the Wing Commander Secretary. I'm beyond thankful that I was able to learn from you and share your knowledge before you retired last month after 38 years of federal service. To Ms. Daria Batista, it's been a pleasure getting to know you in our short time together. Colonel Simmons is lucky to have you as his secretary moving forward. Chief Crowder, this job can't be done well without the proper balance between command chief and commander. You have created that perfect balance. I'm grateful for the advice you gave, the laughs we shared, and your friendship that will continue after our time serving here at Travis together. Both Courtney and I thank you and Tia for your leadership, and Cody and Jillian for their friendship. I look forward to seeing you in the halls of the Pentagon on days when we are not teleworking. Thank you for your leadership and partnership. This team could not have asked for better Vice Wing commanders, both in Colonel Giron as well as Colonel Lear. Zach, you've been my right hand over the last year, and I cannot be more appreciative of everything you've offered the command team. Your dedication to this team has been inspiring, and I'm confident you will continue to help lead this team in a positive direction. I expect to see great things from you in the coming years. To my parents and family who are joining us virtually, my dad Wayne, who's a retired Senior Master Sergeant, my stepmom Donna, who's a retired Master Sergeant, my mom Ellen, and my stepdad Ted, who's a Navy veteran from Vietnam, as well as Courtney's parents, Bubba and Jan, and all of our siblings and family watching online. Your love and support is what has got me to this point in my life. You all have demonstrated what hard work looks like and passed on to me your love of country and service. Thank you, and I love you. To my kids, Tanner and Reagan, you guys have been troopers these last couple of years, especially since our move here was short notice and after school had already started. Tanner, you're growing into a young man I'm proud to call my son. I look forward to having a little extra time to spend with you in my next job, hopefully. Maybe you can teach me how to play some of those games on your Xbox, and then maybe I'll understand at that point why you yell at your friends so much over it. Reagan, you're my sweet little girl with a little bit of fire thrown in at times. It's hard to see right now. No matter what we do together, I know it will bring the biggest smile to my face. I love you both so much. In appreciation for your love and support during our time here at Travis, each of you will find a gift under your seat. So now you can look at it. She's been eyeing that thing. To my wife, Courtney, you know better than most the sacrifice of being an Air Force spouse. We were fortunate to celebrate our 18th wedding anniversary last month. It's a whole 18 years you have been my other half, constantly supporting me and our family through our now 11 moves. There are no words for how indebted I am to you for all the support you have given me over the years and all the times you gladly stepped into the role of being a commander's spouse, even though you didn't ask for the job. And all the love you've showed me over the last 18 years, and flying to Virginia to catch our household goods just last week so they wouldn't go into storage, and then quickly flying back after a day being there to attend some group change of commands. Thank you very much, and I love you. Since we are packing up the cars and starting a cross-country drive tomorrow, I deferred on getting you flowers. They would just die in the car, I'm sure. So instead, I have two gifts for you. First, a brief visit to the Grand Canyon on our drive cross-country, which a place you had your heart set on seeing. I'm glad that the crazy coronavirus times we will be able to make that stop, assuming they did not close between now and next week. And second, and more importantly, I gave Corey my second phone yesterday. Sorry, dog. Finally, to all the men and women of the 60th Air Mobility Wing, thank you. Team Travis may have days when everything seems to fall apart. The jets seem to be filled with gremlins determined to ground the fleet. A pandemic sweeps the globe, spreading fear and doubt. We lose teammates, our friends, and our family. But what I have witnessed firsthand over my time here was your innate ability to rise together as one, to put one foot in front of the other, to fight the good fight. It has been a gift to work alongside such extraordinary team. You have made being the commander of the largest wing in Air Mobility Command look easy. You have endured and thrived. None of the accomplishments of the 60th Air Mobility Wing could have happened without you. I have worked with the best men and women in the Air Force during my time here at Travis. Your interwoven efforts to accomplish the mission, to innovate and bring about positive change, and to improve your Air Force, our Air Force, has made my job easy. This team has endured hardships over the past 2 years, but it has also exceeded every expectation in response to those difficult times. This team has put on its largest event in base history with the Thunder Over the Bay Air Show. This team was the first hospital in the Air Force to transition to the new electronic health record system. And this team was selected by the Department of Defense to support the Department of Health and Human Services to house passengers returning to the United States because of the coronavirus pandemic. At the time, back at the end of January, little did we know that that was the first of now 6 unique missions we would be supporting here at Travis related to coronavirus, all while doing our day-to-day mission. This team has consistently showed up with its best foot forward. I've witnessed this team take on natural disasters both here and abroad, and now even a pandemic, all with grace. As wildfires burn throughout our communities and power outages spread across the county, our team was strong, accountable, and supportive. Even now, in a time of such uncertainty because of the coronavirus pandemic, this team has forged new paths to accommodate the safety of ourselves and our fellow Americans. I've witnessed squadrons lose teammates, but through each struggle, pull together as one family and come out the other side. Team Travis has demonstrated its spirit by heightening the level of care for one another. Airmen of every rank have zealously volunteered to attend resiliency brainstorming sessions in an attempt to eradicate the needless loss of life among our Air Force and also deal with racial disparities in our Air Force. Both in and out of service, nothing can happen without you. Without each person making the conscious decision to do the right thing, to check in on a teammate who is having a rough go of things, to challenge an improper comment, or to complete the job no one else is eager to do. Without those decisions being made, our Air Force and our world would crumble. So I want to say thank you again to all of you here at Team Travis for making those positive decisions. You are what shines light in our sometimes seemingly dark world. You have made me the commander of the 60th Air Mobility Wing in honor of a lifetime. You have endured and thrived. None of the accomplishments of the 60th Air Mobility Wing could have happened without you. I'm thrilled for Colonel Corey Simmons, his spouse Dawn, and their children Drew, Shelby, Luke, and Emily to become part of this fine team. Corey and I have been friends for over 15 years since our time stationed together at McCord Air Force Base. He is someone who seems to have knowledge about everything that's not written down in the Air Force and know everybody in the Air Force. That knowledge will serve him well in this new role. I'm also excited for Chief Rob Schultz, his spouse Donna, and their children/adults, Jordan and Jessa, who are watching virtually, to join the 60th Air Mobility Wing family today. They are the right people to lead this wing at this time. Team Travis is lucky to have both of them take the helm today. Thank you one last time to the men and women of the 60th Air Mobility Wing and Team Travis for what you do every day to protect our country and keep our citizens safe. You are strong, you are triumphant, you have no bounds. Thank you.
At this time, on behalf of the men and women of the 60th Air Mobility Wing, the Vice Commander, Colonel Zachary Giron, will render a final salute to the outgoing commander. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command ceremony, in which the reins of responsibility and leadership of the 60th Air Mobility Wing will pass from Colonel Nelson to Colonel Simmons. Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force Headquarters, 18th Air Force. Special Order Number Golf-Sierra Foxtrot 20-037, under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-509, effective 17th July 2020. Colonel Corey Simmons is appointed Commander of the 60th Air Mobility Wing. Signed by Major General Sam C. Barrett.
Sir, I assume command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I present the Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Corey A. Simmons.
Okay, so let me, just give me just 1 second. There's like 2 million pounds of iron right here that I don't want to stare at. My last base, there was 225 airplanes, but they were about this big. And so just give me a moment to do that. So good morning, General Barrett, Mr. Bachelor, Mayor Price, Mayor Wilson, General Rock, Miss Kim, Chief Simpson looking good over there as always, Miss Cook, distinguished civic leaders and honorary commanders, fellow wing commanders, Colonel Merkel and Colonel Jackson, commanders chiefs of Team Travis, our newly minted and very attractive new command chief, Chief Schultz over there, handing on the guidon, and my new best friend, Colonel Zach Geron, our vice wing commander. Distinguished guests, family and friends, and all of those people that we've now talked about 3 times already. Can we go with that? All right, cool. All right, welcome to this morning. It's a special event, and I am extremely honored and humbled to be standing before you today as the newly minted commander of the 60th Air Mobility Wing and Team Travis. Flyers in the crowd know that we like to play with numbers from time to time, and I'm a math dude, so in that vein, I will shoot to keep these remarks less than 6.0 minutes in honor of the 60th Air Mobility Wing, and my son is about to hack the clock. Ready? Hack. So first, let me express my appreciation for those who made this possible. Boss, all I can say is that you've given me the opportunity to command on back-to-back tours and to lead AMC's Crown Jewel. It is an incredible honor, and I thank you for the trust and confidence in Don and I to follow in Jeff and Courtney's footsteps in this incredible role. To all the folks who had a hand in making this ceremony possible, most notably Major Wilkins and Ms. Wiederhausen, thanks so much. It's beautiful and awesome. To my family back in Kentucky watching this via tape delay, I truly wish you were here to see this beautiful place, but alas, life has a way of getting in the way. But thanks for always being there for Don and I and the kids as we continue to serve, and I hope to see you guys soon. To my in-laws, Billy and Patty Getz, you make it your personal mission to ensure our home is set up as soon as possible for every move, and you succeeded yet again. And you notice General Barrett mentioned that my mother-in-law, I'll script for a second, took a spill walking over here. She's stable, she's fine. As we were honestly loading her in the ambulance, she looked at me and said, "I'm not going to be there to supervise your speech, so don't suck." True. To all the leaders who have spent time with me over the years molding and shaping this small-town Kentucky kid to the officer I am today, many of you are online and some in person. I know that I wouldn't be here without your mentorship and guidance and sponsorship, so my sincere thanks. To a group of officers, some on active duty, some retired, that I can only best describe as my Golf-a-Palooza buddies, thanks for always being there to provide instant feedback and friendship when I need it the most. And most notably to my beautiful bride, Dawn, and my kids, Drew, Shelby, Luke, and Emily. Dawn's simply the best person I know. You'll get to know that relatively quickly. She continues to keep me in check and makes sure that I do my best to maintain a work-life balance that we not always successfully maintain, but we try to emulate for our airmen. To my incredible children who support me a great deal, despite all the long hours and 4 moves in 5 years and senior years and all those things, even when you're faking the smile, I know you actually love this as well. Next, a thanks to Colonel Nelson and Courtney and to Chief Crowder and Tia. You welcomed us with open arms, just like we expected you to. You've led Team Travis through tough, uncertain times with steady purpose and calm resolve. And now you hand me the flag of a unit that is thriving in the business of air mobility, and your imprint is everywhere. We will do our best to keep going what you started. Finally, I want to thank each member of Team Travis for your selfless devotion to duty. You have a rich heritage of rapidly projecting American power, air power, anytime, anywhere. And I am extremely excited to be a part of this amazing team and continue that legacy of excellence. That said, using 60 as the theme, Chief Schultz and I have 6 promises that we want to make to Team Travis. First, we promise that you have our trust. Trust is a foundation to everything we do in the military, and trust is a two-way street. Trust that we have your back And in turn, we hope that we earn your trust in being the leadership team advance. We promise you an environment focused on professionalism, dignity, and respect. We are a close-knit Air Force family with roots from all over this great nation. We can accomplish anything when we build each other up as a team. Third, as airmen, we promise that when our leadership team makes the decision, you, the airmen, and your families are at the forefront of that discussion. Fourth, to our team, that we will fight every day to get Team Travis the training and resources that we need to maintain being America's finest mobility force, ready to answer the nation's call. Fifth, pride matters. We promise that the 60th Air Mobility Wing, you will find no two folks more proud of you than Chief and I. We will be your loudest sideline coach as you run the ball down the field, continuing to score touchdowns and run up the score. Team Travis is to the Air Force as a Super Bowl champion is to the NFL. We are the best. We dominate the field, and I hope they're all jealous. And I hope they try to pick on us from time to time. Because honestly, they just want to live here and be us. But make no mistake, Travis is that good, and we plan to maintain that reputation. And lastly, we will continue to be ready. We promise to challenge our team to excellence, whether it be in exercises, inspections, or real-world ops. Will there be long days? Yep. But trust me when I tell you, if you work for us, you will be empowered to lead and grow and make our team as awesome as it possibly can be. This great nation, the community around us, and the families we serve are counting us to do this and deserve nothing less than our best. In everything we do, let everyone from anywhere know that they can always trust Travis. With these 6 promises, Chief Schultz and I want to continue fostering a culture where we have the right airmen with the best training who trust each other so much that with those 6 promises, 0 excuses on making magic happen every single day. Hack. How much? 5 minutes, 41 seconds, that's what I was saying. So Chief and I look forward to meeting everybody as we make our rounds the upcoming week. For the men and women of the 60th, all standing orders and policies and procedures remain in effect until otherwise noted. And until then, enjoy your weekend. Trust Travis, folks, there are no bounds. Let's get after it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of the 60th Air Mobility Wing are proud to welcome Colonel Simmons and his family to our Team Travis family. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our change of command ceremony. Thank you for attending, and have a great Air Force Day.